Well, now down in the audience again, and with some more members of the local community here, and starting with the former Archbishop of Cashel and Emly, Dr. Morris. You're very welcome indeed. Are you a native of Killenaule?
Well, yes, indeed. Bred and born in Killenaule, and my background is here, though most of my life has been spent elsewhere.
Far away?
No, indeed. It's quite near here in Thurles.
Up the road?
Yes, down the road.
Down the road. Oh, well, I nearly got it right.
You should have been used to cycling Killenaule Hill as I was on a bicycle long ago. It's down the road, past the bog.
I'll have to remember that next time, Your Grace.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Right.
You have happy memories of all your early youth in this area?
Yes, I spent some years at school here, but I was not a very strong kid, and 2 miles to school and 2 miles back from school, I was wilting a bit. So I was transplanted, so to speak, to Thurles, the Christian Brothers, where I completed my schooling, and from which I went to Maynooth.
So you're a blow-in to Thurles?
Quite so.
Grace.
You've learned the language very fast.
I have a good teacher in you, Your Grace, that's why. Tell me, what about that computer they gave you as a retirement present? How's it going these days?
Snags now and again, only today I wiped out a piece of stuff that I put in on a disk with a certain amount of effort of several hours. And it's very technical to explain it, but I didn't do it right anyhow, and I lost the whole thing.
This happens, they say, to novices, you know, if you understand what I mean.
I do.
Okay, well, we wish you every success with all your computerology in the future, and thank you for joining us this evening.
Happy to be here.
Thank you very much. Beside you, we have Lieutenant Colonel Larry Kiely. Well, Larry, of course, you're very well known as a sportsman. Tell us about your connection with the minor team down here.
Well, again, like His Grace, I'm not from Killenaule. I'm about 4 miles down the road from Killenaule.
What are you doing here?
Because I was invited.
What's the name of the place?
A place called Glengool.
Oh, yeah, which I passed through today.
You did, of course. A big place.
Huge.
But, yeah, I was involved with the Tipperary minor team in the 50s, 57 to 59. And those were good years for us.
You did all right?
We did okay.
Yeah. You're also a member of the Irish team that competed in the Aga Khan.
That is right, yes. I did on a number of occasions, but unfortunately I was never fortunate enough to have been on a winning team. Yeah. I competed quite a number of times, but was never on a winning team, which, of course...
Well, that would have been nice, I suppose, the icing on the cake. But which sport do you prefer, Larry?
Yeah, I've often been asked that, Bibi, which do I prefer? I would have to say, and I'm sure a lot of Tipperary people will be disappointed when they hear me say I prefer the show jumping, for the simple reason. Now, the hurling at one stage was tremendous, but it's like anything, you grow out of it, or at least I found I did, that the other sport, initially the hurling took priority or precedence, if you like, over the show jumping. But then, as after a number of years hurling, I felt that I found greater personal satisfaction in the show jumping. And I would say now, I suppose looking back, from which did I get greater satisfaction, I would have to say show jumping.
Show jumping, oh well. I think they'll forgive you somehow. I don't know if the man beside you will, though. Tommy Barrett, Secretary of the County Tipperary County Board for how many years now, Tommy?
Coming 27, Bibi.
27 years?
Yes.
You must have been doing something right all those years, Tommy. They still have you.
Some of the lads wouldn't say that.
Bet they're not here tonight.
Yeah.
Are you pleased with Tipperary these days?
Oh, yes. I think for the last 3 years we had great satisfaction, and I suppose Killarney in 87 was the greatest day I remember in the Association of Tipperary. The euphoria after the win in Killarney was tremendous. Donny O'Connor's last goal in Killarney will always be remembered. But Donny won't remember it for the killing he got in the goals immediately afterwards by the fans. But since that we have been successful, and I suppose the Triple Crown this year was the icing on the cake for Tipperary, and hopefully we'll go from success to success next year.
Hope you will indeed.
But hopefully the boys will keep their feet on the ground. And
well, I'm sure you'll see to it that they do, Tommy. And the man beside you, I know, Jimmy Ryan, has been at how many All-Irelands all told have you been at, Jimmy?
I never missed one, Bibi, since 1949.
Since 40 years?
40 consecutive ones.
I'd say that's a record.
It's not. Tommy Barrett here beats me by 5 or 6.
Only because he's slightly older, perhaps. Only because he's slightly older. You also make hurley sticks.
I do, yeah.
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 Do you export them? Is there any market for them?
I do. Various places, America. I sent some to Germany, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. Someone going out there took out hurleys. the Irish College in Rome, a good number of places.
I wonder how Tipperary would do against the Saudi Arabian team. Maybe we'll find out one day, but thank you very much for being with us, Jimmy Wright, and all you gentlemen. Thank you. Well, when the Thurles choir started out, only boys were allowed to sing with them. But I'm telling you, when Women's Lib hit Killenaule, all that changed. Here they are to sing See Amid the Winter's Snow, a lovely Christmas carol. Hope you enjoy it. Sound, the Thurles Choir. Well, I'm now joined by local school teacher and historian Willie O'Grady, so give him a nice welcome, please. Well, Willie, one thing we discovered is that Killenaule is extremely rich in history, and I know that there is some connection between Killenaule and the famous Ned Kelly.
There is indeed, Bibi. Ned Kelly's father, John, was born in Moyglass, which is in the parish of Killenaule, Moyglass. And he went to Australia when he was 20 years of age. He was accused and found guilty of no less a crime than robbing 2 fat pigs. And for that very dangerous and grave crime, he was sentenced to 7 years' transportation in Tasmania. So poor John headed for Tasmania. He served his sentence and then crossed over to Australia, and that's where the famous Ned, the bushranger, was born.
And how did you discover all this? Have you had an interest in this Ned Kelly saga for years and years?
Well, Ned is a local hero. He's a folk hero, of course, in Australia. And last year was a year of special celebrations. And our neighbours down the road in Feathert published a lovely booklet on the escapades of Ned just last year.
Yeah. Well, there seems to me to be a lot of publishing going on in the Killenaule area because, of course, your own Rita Fitzgerald and Sean Watts, both of whom are in the audience this evening, are also involved in the business of history making. So let's just go down and join them now for a moment. Rita, what book are you working on at the moment?
For the past 2 years, Bibi, we've been researching and compiling the history and folklore of the parish of Killenaule Moyglass. We hope to publish a book early in the new year, all going well with sponsorship and that. The book will be approximately 300 pages. It will contain history on churches, castles, education, the social and sporting history, social and sporting life, I suppose, in Killenaule. Many famous people have been born in Killenaule, as you can see, not excluding the people even here tonight. Folklore, we've done research on old cures, superstitions concerning marriage and all this.
And of course you have very old parish records here, haven't you?
We have indeed, that's right. The oldest parish records in the diocese. They date since 1742.
And His Grace will now be putting them on the new computer, no doubt.
I'm sure he will.
That'll be very handy for your publication, Rita. Well, beside you we have Sean Watts. And Sean, you're particularly interested in Derry na Flan.
That's right, Bibi. Our chalice here, found in Derry-na-Flan in 1970, is of great pride and to Killenaule people, both here at home and throughout the world, to have presented such a fine archaeological find to the nation. It compares very favourably with the most famous Irish chalice, the RTÉ chalice. It contains some 84 pieces of gold filigree and some 57 amber studs, and is a work of extreme beauty, work of art.
And I suppose that whole Derry na Flan business really put Killenaule on the map then, didn't it?
That's right, Bibi, yes indeed.
Yeah. Willie, coming back to you, are the local people, the people here in Killenaule, terribly aware of all this great history associated with their area?
Well, I'd say most of them are. And now with Rita's and Sean's and their team's work, I'm sure they'll be even more aware in the future.
Of course, not to mention the little mention on the Bibi show.
That's right. That's a help too, Bibi.
Listen, Sean, Willie, I can't let you away without asking you about this lovely sports complex now. Is that relatively new? Place where
Well, it is. It is. We developed the idea of building some sort of a building about 8 years ago. Initially, we thought we'd build a very small, modest affair, but it grew. We put on a hall onto it, a squash court, snooker club, lounge, dressing room facilities. Yeah. And this is what we have.
We've discovered them all this evening, and I tell you, they've accommodated us very well indeed.
Well, I'm very pleased that they have, Bibi.
And can I thank you and all the people of Killenaule for having us here this evening, because we've enjoyed ourselves enormously. Willie O'Grady, ladies and gentlemen. There we have to leave you. Well, I hope you've also enjoyed your visit to Killenaule. As for me, tomorrow morning I'm off to sunny Sydney in Australia. And don't you forget to watch our show from that lovely city next Thursday. But until then, have a very nice time indeed. All the best. Ihawaha Gaslan.
Yes, it's lovely round the hills of Killenaule.